Never Death Row Production. Mike Tyson, next heavyweight champion of the world.
Alrighty guys, what's going on? Welcome on back. It's the Empire. I'm your host Risky. It is Friday, April 24th. Looking back at yesterday, I don't know if any of you guys was following that Rockies game or Tilt. Our ladder play with the Rockies yesterday. They was up 5 going into the top of the ninth. It was a home game for them. They blew the lead, let the Padres come back and win. Watching that live, I was flabbergasted, dumbfounded. Oh man, that shit, it was so crazy watching that live. But you guys already know the rules. It's on to the next one. We got a full slate. Matter of fact, no, we don't. It's a 14 game slate of baseball here on tap today. Guys, Outlier Sportsbook. The link is down in the description. Sign up with them. The first week is free. Also, at the end of the video, the 4 bets we'll be placing here today ourselves. With all of that being said, let's jump into it. First game up on the day, we got the Detroit Tigers in Cincinnati taking on the Reds. 2 left-handed pitchers on the mound in this one. Falmer Valdez on the mound for the Tigers. Andrew Abbott on the mound for the Reds. Alright, getting into this one, the Detroit Tigers did have to play yesterday. They did win that game, but now they travel into Cincinnati here today. The Reds did have off yesterday. Today, Valdez on the mound for the Tigers. He's gotten back to form in his last 2 starts after getting roughed up by the Twins. 7 innings against the Royals, 1 run allowed, and then his last outing, 6 innings pitched, only 1 run given up. Today, he's going to be seeing a Cincinnati Reds team that's currently only batting 200 versus left-handed pitching, but they do have 12 home runs to go along with it versus lefties. Valdez is a sinker ball pitcher. He's most successful when he has that ground ball going. I can see him having a successful outing here today, going 6 innings, giving up 1 or 2 runs. Then we look at this Detroit Tigers bullpen. They're taxed after yesterday's game. Yes, you do have Jansen, their closer, available here today, but the arms that'll be available before that are not good. The Tigers will be vulnerable late in this game here today. On the other side, we got Andrew Abbott. He hasn't looked as sharp as he did last season starting off this year. We see he started off the year pitching really good 6 shutout innings against the Red Sox, but since then 4 runs, 2 runs, 7 against the Angels. In his last outing, he only pitched into the 5th inning, giving up 3 runs to the Twins. Here today, he's going to be seeing a Detroit Tigers lineup that's currently only batting .213 versus left-handed pitching. But like I said, the Reds have 12 home runs versus lefties, so they're at least showing power. The Tigers only have 3 home runs this season versus left-handed pitching. Of course, when they see lefties, they always bench Carpenter, so you miss pretty much one of your best bats in the lineup. This Reds bullpen is the best bullpen in Major League Baseball coming into this game. 2.54 ERA. Like I said, they had off yesterday, so they're fully rested. This is the big thing in this game here today, guys. This game starts at 6 o'clock. It starts off good. 78 degree. Sun is going to be up, a little cloudy. But then as soon as we hit 7 o'clock, rain projected, 8 rain, 9 rain. So this is a game I'm seeing there's possibly going to be delays, if not rained out. But if there's delays, this game will be a battle of the bullpens, which bullpen holds up. And like I said, in that, looking at it from that lens, the Reds will have the advantage there. Let's get to the picks. The Detroit Tigers are the betting knob favorites in this game, and I like the home dogs here. Give me the Cincinnati Reds on the money line. The game total set at 8.5, and I do like the under 8.5 total runs. Only one player prop in this game. It's Ellie De La Cruz to have 2 total bases. Up next, we got the Guardians in Toronto taking on the Blue Jays. Gavin Williams on the mound for the Guardians. Max Scherzer on the mound for the Blue Jays. Alright, getting straight into this one here, guys. We got Gavin Williams on the mound for the Guardians, off to a very good start this season. 2.12 ERA through 5 games. Looking at his last outing against the Orioles, 7 innings pitched, 1 run allowed. He struck out 11 batters in that game. Today, he's going to be seeing a Blue Jays team that's currently batting .254 versus right-handed pitching. Looking at Gavin Williams' mix, though, I can see him coming out here today, having success against this Blue Jays team, going 7 innings, maybe giving up 1 or 2 runs. This Guardians bullpen is extremely mediocre. 4.60 ERA. They've been blowing a lot of games this season. On the other side, we got Max Scherzer on the mound for the Blue Jays. He's actually looked good his last start, but then the start before that, 2 innings pitched, 8 runs allowed to the Twins. His velocity, he's much older now. His velocity's down. Fastball's topping out at 92, but he still throws it close to 50% of the time. He's seeing a Guardians team that's only batting .217 on the season versus right-handed pitching, but in the last 6 games, this Guardians team is batting .265, so they have been hitting the ball much better recently. When I look at the matchup here, there is a few Guardians that can get to Max Scherzer, so I do expect them to put up a few runs on him, maybe 3 or 4 before he gets pulled out. This Blue Jays bullpen is in a bit better shape than the Guardians bullpen. I can see them coming out here holding up the bleeding, but still letting up a run themselves. They come into it with a 4.60 ERA. They're playing down up in Toronto in the Rogers Center, so no weather is gonna sway nothing here. Let's get to the picks. The Guardians are the betting odd favorites in this game, and I like them here on the money line. The game total set at 7.5. I really like the over 7.5 total runs in this one. For the player prop, 2 Guardians, Manzardo to hit a home run, Williams, the starting pitcher of the Guardians, to go over his strikeouts line, over 5.5 Ks. Up next, we got the Rockies in New York taking on the Mets. Michael Lorenzen on the mound for the Rockies, Freddie Peralta on the mound for the Mets. Alright, the Mets come into this now winners of 2 games in a row. Today, Michael Lorenzen's on the mound for the Rockies. He's not looked good to start off this season. At the top of the month, earlier in the month, he went 4 innings, gave up 9 runs to the Phillies. His last outing, he pitched 5 innings against the Dodgers, gave up 3 runs. Today, he's going to be seeing a Mets team that's currently batting .230 versus right-handed pitching, with only 12 home runs, but they got Juan Soto back, so they got their big power bat back. Looking at this matchup, there is 3 guys that do match up very well against them. Michael Lorenzen, I should say, that's Juan Soto, Luis Robert Jr., and Alvarez. Those were the 3 guys that really matched up well against them. This Rockies bullpen is incredibly taxed. We saw what happened in yesterday's game. They're not in a good position here today. On the other side, we got Freddie Peralta. He's been mediocre at best, you could say, for the Mets here since starting off this season. His last outing against the Cubs, pitched into the 6th inning, giving up 3 runs. Today he's going to be seeing a Rockies team that does hit the ball very well against right-handed pitching. They're batting .254 with 24 home runs. Looking at the matchup here, there is a few guys that actually match up very well against Freddie Peralta. That's Moniak, Goodman, and Tover. I can see these guys get into Freddie Peralta here today. The Mets bullpen is in very good shape coming into this one. They'll have the advantage late. It's going to be a very cool day in Citi Field, 50-degree day. I guess you could say it would favor the pitchers. Let's get to the picks in this one. The Mets are the betting odd favorites in this game, and I like them here on the run line. The game total set at 7.5. I do like the over 7.5 total runs in this game. For the player prop, I'm taking Juan Soto of the Mets for 2 total bases. Michael Lorenzen, the starting pitcher of the Rockies, I like him to go under his strikeouts line in this game, under 4.5 Ks. Next up, we got the Phillies in Atlanta taking on the Braves. Andrew Painter on the mound for the Phillies, Grant Holmes on the mound for the Braves. Alright, getting into this one, the Phillies come into this game losers now of 9 games in a row. The last 9 in a row they've dropped here. The Braves on the other side, their last 10 games played, they're 8-2. Today, the rookie Andrew Painter's on the mound for the Phillies. His last start was last week against the Braves, and he pitched into the 4th inning, gave up 3 runs to them. Looking at this Braves lineup, they're batting .276 versus right-handed pitching. They've played 14 home games this season. They're 10-4 in the home games, 10-4 in those 14 home games, and they're batting .290. They've been killing it offensively. I could see them getting a few runs off of Andrew Painter here today. The Phillies played yesterday in Chicago. Their bullpen comes into this one highly taxed. I could see this Braves lineup putting up a few runs here today in this game. On the other side, we got Grant Holmes on the mound for the Braves. His last start last week was against the Phillies as well. He pitched into the 5th inning, giving up 2 runs. Looking at his pitch mix, there's a few Phillies that match up very well against him. Holmes has bad splits versus left-handed bats. You know the top of this Phillies lineup. I can see them getting to him. The big thing in this game is this Braves bullpen. 3.12 ERA coming into this game. They've been very sharp. It's going to be good hitting weather down in Atlanta today. I can see a few runs being put up in this one. Let's get to the picks. The Braves are the betting odds favorites in this game, and I like them here on the money line. The game total set at 8.5. I do like the over 8.5 total runs in this one. For the player prop, I'm taking one Philly, one Brave. Give me Schwarber of the Phillies, Riley of the Braves, both to hit home runs in this game today. Up next, we got the Pittsburgh Pirates in Milwaukee taking on the Brewers. Paul Skeens on the mound for the Pirates, Brandon Woodruff on the mound for the Brewers. Alright, looking at this one, both of these teams played yesterday. Today, Paul Skeens is on the mound for the Pirates. He's back to looking dominant here to start off the season after getting roughed up by the Mets. His last outing, he went 5 innings pitched, no runs allowed to the Rays. Today, he's going to see this Milwaukee Brewers team that he has good numbers against in the past. When I look at the player matchup, there's only 2 guys that I can see getting to Paul Skeens here today. That's Contreras and Frelick. Other than that, I could see Paul Skeens coming out here not having a hard time with any of these Brewers. When we look at this Pirates bullpen, they're actually in good shape. Despite playing yesterday, they were able to rest a few arms. They come into this game with a 3.65 bullpen ERA. Like I said, the arms are rested. I can see Paul Skeens coming out, having a good outing, and this Pirates bullpen holding up their end as well. On the other side, we got Brandon Woodruff. Earlier in the month, he got roughed up by the Red Sox, but since then, he came with 2 back-to-back good starts against 2 solid offenses in the Nationals and the Marlins. Today, he's going to be seeing a Pirates lineup that he has good numbers against in the past. When I look at the one thing here, the big thing I should say is his splits against left-handed bats. He does have poor numbers. He struggles versus lefties. You know he's going to be seeing a few lefties at the top of this Pirates lineup. The other big thing in this game, this Brewers bullpen got heavily taxed in that game yesterday out in Detroit. The arms that's going to be available for them here today are not good. The Pirates will be able to get a few runs off of this Milwaukee bullpen when Woodruff gets taken out in this game here today. Let's get to the picks. The Pittsburgh Pirates are the betting odds favorites in this game, and we're playing them on the money line. The game total set at 7. I do like the over 7 total runs in this game. For the player props, we're taking 2 Pirates in this one. Give me Brandon Lau to have 2 total bases. Paul Skeens, I like him to go over his strikeouts line today, over 6.5 Ks. Next up, we got the Angels in Kansas City taking on the Royals. 2 left-handed pitchers on the mound in this game. Kikuchi gets the start for the Angels. Noah Cameron on the mound for the Royals. Alright, getting into this one, guys, the Kansas City Royals, in their last 10 games played, they're 1-9. Today, back at home, they're going to be seeing Kikuchi on the mound. He's coming off a really good start last week against the Padres, 6 innings pitched, no runs given up. Today, Kikuchi's going to be seeing a Royals lineup that's currently only batting .212 on the season versus left-handed pitching, and they only have 4 home runs to go along with it off of lefties. Today, this lineup is going to feature 6 right-handed bats. Kikuchi, despite being a lefty, has better splits versus righties than he does lefties. I can see him coming out here today, giving up a run, pitching 6 innings. Both of these teams had off yesterday. Both of the bullpens are rested. This Angels bullpen comes into this one with a 4.70 ERA. I think they're in good shape here today. The Angels to hold these Kansas City Royals bats off from scoring some runs. On the other side, we got Noah Cameron on the mound. He's gotten roughed up in his last 2 starts against the White Sox and the Yankees. He pitched 5 innings in both of them, gave up 5 runs in both of them. Today, he's going to be seeing an Angels team that's currently batting .240 versus left-handed pitching with 11 home runs. When I look at the matchup here for Noah Cameron, I can see these Angels bats getting to him here today. He doesn't have better splits versus righties or lefties. The one thing that he has been struggling with, though, is power bats. He's going to see a few power bats here today. His hard hit rate has been up in these last 3 starts. The big thing in this game here today, guys, is the Kansas City Royals bullpen. They are the worst bullpen in Major League Baseball with a 6.30 ERA. Even if this is a 2-2 game going into the 7th inning, after that, it's the Angels game to lose once this Royals bullpen gets involved. Looking at the weather here, it's Kauffman Stadium. It's a pitcher-friendly ballpark. The weather's really not going to sway nothing in my opinion. Let's get to the picks. The Royals are the betting odd favorites in this game, and I like the road dogs here. Give me that Los Angeles Angels on the money line. The game total set at 9. I do like the under 9 total runs in this one. For the player prop, give me Joe Adell of the Angels for 2 total bases. Up next, we got the Nationals in Chicago taking on the White Sox. Miles Mikolas on the mound for the Nationals. The left-handed pitcher Hudson on the mound for the White Sox. Looking at this one here, both of these teams had to play yesterday. Today, Miles Mikolas is on the mound for the Nationals. He continues to be terrible this season. He doesn't pitch deep into games. His last start, he only pitched into the 3rd inning. Granted, he did look decent in those 3 innings pitched, but like I said, he doesn't go past the 5th inning, meaning you're going to see this terrible Nationals bullpen early when he pitches. The Nationals bullpen still has that 5.60 ERA coming into this one. I can see this White Sox lineup, who match up well against Mikolas, putting up a few runs on him, maybe 3 or 4, and then getting another few runs off of this Nationals bullpen here today. On the other side, the left-handed pitcher Hudson, who's a bullpen arm, is going to open up the game, go one time through the lineup, facing those left-handed batters. After that, Eric Fetty's going to come into the game. He's another punching bag. I expect him to let up 3-4 runs as well. This White Sox bullpen is terrible as well. They come in with a 5.80 ERA. Looking at the weather in this game here today, guys, 70 degrees at start, 10-mile-per-hour winds blowing from the diamond to left field. So right-handed batters will get a bit of an advantage more in this one. Let's get to the picks. The White Sox are the betting odd favorites in this game, and I like them on the money line. The game total set at 9. I do like the over 9 total runs in this one. For the player prop, I'm taking Murakami of the White Sox to hit a home run. Next up, we got the Athletics in Texas taking on the Rangers. Luis Severino on the mound for the Athletics. Nathan Eovaldi on the mound for the Rangers. Looking at this one here, Severino's on the mound for the Athletics. He got roughed up in his last start against the White Sox. 5 innings pitched, gave up 5 runs. The start before that, he saw this Texas Rangers team, pitched 6 innings, gave up 4 runs. Looking at the matchup here today for Severino, granted that last start against the Texas Rangers was in Sacramento in that small ballpark. Here today in Texas, a pitcher-friendly ballpark. Looking at the numbers for Severino, I can see him coming out here today, pitching 5-6 innings, giving up 3 runs today as well. This Athletics bullpen is rested. They've actually been playing well this season. They come into this game with a 3.90 ERA. I can see the bullpen coming in, holding up the Texas Rangers bats. On the other side, we got Nathan Eovaldi. He's not been as sharp as he was last year starting off this year, but his last 3 starts, he's gotten back into form. In those last 3 starts, one of those starts was against this Athletics lineup in Sacramento in that small ballpark. He pitched 7 innings, gave up no runs. Today, when I look at the matchup here for him, I can see him coming out, maybe giving up a run or 2. I can see the Athletics making some adjustments to him. Looking at this Texas Rangers bullpen, they've actually been used these last few days, so I don't think they really have an advantage late in this game here today. Looking at the weather, it's down in Texas. It's in a retractable dome, so it's not going to be really anything to sway the game. Let's get to the picks. The Texas Rangers are the betting odd favorites in this game, and I'm playing them here on the money line. The game total set at 8.5. I do like the under 8.5 total runs in this one. For the player props, 2 Texas Rangers. Give me Jake Burger to hit a home run in this game. Nathan Eovaldi to go over his strikeouts line, over 5.5 Ks. Up next, we got the Yankees in Houston taking on the Astros. Will Warren on the mound for the Yankees. Lance McCullers on the mound for the Astros. Will Warren has looked really sharp to start off this season. He had a really good outing last week against the Royals. He struck out 11 batters in that game. Today, he's going to be seeing a Houston Astros team who's currently only batting .240 versus right-handed pitching. They're batting .230 in their last 6 games played, so their bats have slowed down a little bit recently. When I look at this Yankees bullpen, they're actually in really good shape coming off of back-to-back games where the starting pitcher went 8 innings in both of them. Today, he's going to be seeing a Houston Astros team that he has good splits against right-handed pitching. He's going to be seeing 7 right-handed bats in this Astros lineup. As long as Will Warren pitches around Yordan Alvarez, I can see him having success here today. On the other side, we got Lance McCullers. He's been getting hit up to start off the year. He's coming off a decent start against the Mariners. Today, he's going to be seeing a Yankees lineup that has been hitting right-handed pitching very well. They're batting 265 against righties, but in the last 6 games, this Yankees team's batting 270 as a team. The Houston Astros bullpen has been absolutely terrible. They come into this one with a 5.75 ERA. I could see Lance McCullers, once he gets pulled out of this game, this Astros bullpen comes into this one and letting up a few more runs. Let's get to the picks now. The Yankees are the betting odd favorites in this game, and I like them here on the money line. The game total set at 9. I do like the over 9 total runs in this one. For the player prop, only one player prop. It's Aaron Judge of the Yankees to hit a home run. Next up, we got the Marlins in San Francisco taking on the Giants. Alcantara on the mount for the Marlins. Hauser on the mount for the Giants. Sandy's back to like Cy Young form from a few years ago. Looking at his matchup here today, he's going to be seeing a Giants lineup. They're only batting 230 on the season versus right-handed pitching. In the last 6 games played, this Giants team's only batting 210 overall. No home runs to go along with it. I can see Sandy coming out here today. They had a day off yesterday. I can see him coming out today, pitching 6-7 innings, maybe only giving up 1 run. This Marlins bullpen's been in good shape. Like I said, they're rested. I can see them holding off the Giants bats in this one. On the other side, we got Hauser on the mount. He's been terrible to start off the year. Looking at the matchup for him in this game today, this Marlins team is a good contact hitting team. They don't hit for a lot of power, but they do hit the balls in the gap. Playing here in San Francisco in this big outfield, I can see this Marlins lineup getting a few runs off of Hauser. The Giants bullpen has been used up these last few games. They played yesterday against the Dodgers, and the day before that, they had to use a lot of arms. They come into this one highly taxed. Looking at the weather in this game, it's going to be a pitcher-friendly day here today. It's 65 degrees with wind blowing from the outfield in. Let's get to the picks in this one. Miami Marlins are the betting odd favorites in this game, and I like them on the run line. The game total set at 7.5. I do like the under 7.5 total runs in this game. For the player prop, I'm taking Hicks of the Marlins for 2 total bases. Alright, final game of the day, we got the Cubs in Los Angeles taking on the Dodgers. Talion on the mount for the Cubs, Sheehan on the mount for the Dodgers. Looking at both of these starting pitchers in this game, when I was doing the breakdown, I could see both of these starting pitchers giving up 3-4 runs in this game here today. They both struggle with left-handed bats. They're both projected to see 5 left-handed bats in the opposing lineup today. Talion, when I was doing his pitch mix breakdown, a bunch of the Dodgers could hit him up. Looking at his history in the past, a few Dodgers have hitting him up before. I can see this. The other big thing is this Cubs bullpen. The Cubs bullpen comes into this one highly taxed. The arms that's going to be available for them today is going to leave them very vulnerable late in this one. Emmett Sheehan's on the mount for the Dodgers. He's been terrible to start off this year. He was good last year, but absolutely terrible to start off the season, giving up 3 or more runs in all of his outings this season. When I look at this Cubs team, they're winners of 9 in a row coming into this one. In this stretch, the last 10 games played, this Cubs lineup is batting 290 with 12 home runs to go along with it. They've been killing it. Now, of course, this is obvious what I'm gonna say. They can only go down. They can only cool down from here. I do expect that from this Cubs lineup, some regression. I don't know if it's gonna come against Emmett Sheehan, but this Dodgers bullpen is in good shape. I can see the Dodgers bullpen coming in, stopping any bleeding if Sheehan's getting lit up in this one. Let's get to the picks. The Los Angeles Dodgers are the betting odd favorites in this game, and I like them on the run line. The game total set at 9.5. I do like the over 9.5 total runs in this game. For the player prop, I'm taking 2 Dodgers, Ohtani and Muncy, both to hit home runs in this game today. Alrighty guys, before we get up out of here, the 4 bets we're going to be placing here today. The first bet is our $10 ladder play. Like I said, we had to reset yesterday with that Rockies game. That was a bonkers game what ended up happening. But we're resetting today, and we're playing the Los Angeles Angels on the money line. We're getting them at plus 100. Next up, guys, we're going to be playing 2 home run parlays here today. You know, we usually, hey, look, it's Friday. Let's have some fun here today. This first one, there's very good odds on it. We're playing Aaron Judge of the Yankees, Kyle Schwarber of the Phillies, and Shohei Ohtani of the Dodgers. This is our first home run parlay. Our next home run parlay is a 2-leg home run parlay. We're taking Juan Soto of the Mets, and we're taking Brandon Lau of the Pirates. The next bet we'll be placing here today is a 3-leg parlay where we start off with the Cincinnati Reds on the money line. We're then going to play that Phillies Braves game total go over 8.5 total runs. And we wrap up the parlay with the Marlins Giants game total to go under 7.5 total runs. And the final bet we'll be placing here today is the New York Mets on the run line. We're then going to play the Pittsburgh Pirates Milwaukee Brewers game total to go over 7 total runs. And we wrap up the parlay with 2 player props. We're taking Nathan Eovaldi of the Rangers to go over his strikeouts line over 5.5 Ks. And we're going to take Muncy of the Dodgers to have 2 total bases. Once again, guys, before we get up out of here, I just want to send my salutes out to you all. It's Friday. We made it. Let's get our weekend started off right. You guys know I appreciate you all. I respect you all. I hope we all win some money here today. And I'm going to catch you on the next one.